السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أهلا بكم في آخر حلقة من حلقات المراجعة النهائية للصف الثالث الثانوي فيما يخص بسؤال اللي تشوز اللي هو سؤال الاختياري. النهاردة هنتكلم عن آخر 3 وحدات 16 و17 و18. يلا بينا نقول بسم الله. What do people put on their brush to clean their teeth? Toothpaste. A tree's leaves help it to take in light from the sun. Every year, the cells under the bark of a tree harden and become new wood. Rubber is used to make car tires and shoes. Turpentine is made from the sap of trees. It's important to keep animals away from young trees. If scientists study the rings of trees, they can find information about our climate in the past. We extract a very thin piece of wood to know the age of the tree without cutting it down. Is it possible to calculate the age of a tree by counting its rings without cutting the tree down? A lot of chemicals have a dangerous effect on health. Using paint removers sometimes affects clothes badly. Most of our musical instruments are made of wood. The nurse put the blood in tubes to send it to the laboratory. The streets in Aswan have to be widened to cope with the increase in traffic. My bedroom is 4 meters in width. The rings in the trunk of a tree indicates its age. There has to be some paper available in the office for everyday use. Trees take in carbon dioxide and give out oxygen. You say people have put down roots when they have stayed in a place for a long time. She broke the rules and went out without permission. If a tree becomes weak, it loses its leaves. Would you have to pay extra money if you extended your stay in the USA? If she puts the bag on his desk, will he be angry? If ice melts, you have water. If a tree has too many rings, it's very old. If you strip the bark off this tree, it will die. If you had worked hard, you would have achieved your goal. If you leave now, you will catch your train. If you listen to last week's Natural World, you would know that we had a lot of unanswered questions about trees. If there is not much rain in a year, the rings in a tree are close together. If there is a sandstorm tonight, the town will be full of sand tomorrow. Water freezes if the temperature is 0 or below. If you hadn't avoided eating that bad food, you would have become ill. If you plant a tree, you would get more shade. If you had lived at the time that these trees started growing, you would have seen people build some of Egypt's ancient temples. If they had extracted a thin piece of wood from the tree, they could have calculated its age without cutting it down. If you had thrown that stone, you would have broken the window. If you mix yellow and blue, you get green. If it went on raining for much longer, the river would flood. If the farmer's fields had got very dry last summer, he would have irrigated them. We saw a celebrity at the theater today. She is a famous singer. Today's newspaper has a very interesting report from one of their correspondents in India. This film has had a lot of publicity. You can read reviews of it in newspaper and on a lot of websites. Injury forced him to stop playing football. Being stung by an insect is very painful. They fired a gun to start the race. I threw away the newspaper this morning. I didn't know you hadn't read it. At the pharmacy, Noha bought some medicine to treat her headache. The girl tried to persuade me to lend me lent her my phone, but I refused. Police are looking for the missing car. Divers have been searching the river all day. My sister can be very persuasive. She usually gets what she wants. What is the best treatment for a headache? John Steinbeck's mother's ancestors were from Ireland. They want to sell the barrel for more money than the merchants in their town want to pay. My sister wishes she had worked harder when she was at school. I wish could achieve my goal one day. I wish I hadn't lent her my dictionary. She's taking it home with her. We wish we could save more money for the holidays next year. Ola's friend didn't wait for her this morning. Ola's friend didn't wait for her this morning. Ola wishes she had waited for her. You'd like to find out more about the writers of your books. Do you wish you knew more about the authors? My sister is using my pen. I wish she would hurry up. My dad would like to have a bigger car. He wishes he had a bigger car. I wish I could reach that shelf. I wish I wasn't so short. She wishes she could play the guitar like you. She wishes she had chosen another course. He didn't work hard in school and now he wishes he had studied more. I really wish I had eaten breakfast before I left for school. I am starving now. She regrets that she was ill yesterday and had to stay at home. She wishes she had been with us. Okay. Life on Earth depends on heat and light from the sun. The sun is made of hot gases. The distance between the sun and the earth is 150 million kilometers. The temperature at the surface of the sun is 15 million degrees. The atmosphere absorbs most of the sun's harmful rays. The Nile's floods used to occur every year. If it doesn't rain soon, there will be a drought. Very high temperatures can make people ill. Alexandria is in the north of Egypt. England and Germany are in northern Europe. An eclipse of the sun is a strange natural phenomenon. When there is an eclipse of the sun, everything goes dark and the birds stop singing. You cannot see ultraviolet rays, but they are harmful because they can still damage your skin. The wind is coming directly from the sun. The team will win the match provided that they have all their best players. We could visit the museum now as long as it's already open. We can't enter the building unless we wear a helmet. Tariq will have a place at the university on condition that he passes his exam. You shouldn't watch an eclipse unless you have a special viewer. Supposing we started a book club after school, would you join it? Without their best players, they would have lost the game. Open the door in the case of an emergency. If there is fire, break the glass. I won't know what the book is about without reading it. Imagine that lived by the sea. Would you go swimming every day? I never cross a road unless I look right and left. I never have fizzy drinks unless I'm very thirsty. She would have been fine provided that she'd worn sun cream. المراجعة الأخيرة إن شاء الله اللي هي رقم F. The rays of the sun illuminate the statue. If you heat water, it boils. Ziyad got out of the small boat and tied it to a tree to stop it floating away. Hassan has worked hard for the test. I'll be surprised if he doesn't pass. The bottom of a shoe is often made of rubber. If I went to Australia, I would see my cousin. We saw a celebrity at the theater today. She is a famous singer. Adil might have bought that phone if it hadn't been so expensive. The police forced the car to stop before the thieves could drive away. I feel ill. I wish I hadn't eaten so many sweets. A man fired a gun to start the race. Selma is in England. She wishes it would stop raining. It was very hot, so we sat beneath a big tree and had a rest. Ali is very tired and wishes he was in bed. Look at the cat. It's chasing a mouse. You can go to the park, provided that you're home at 8 o'clock. It was easy for them to sail up the Nile because there was a north wind. You can't drive a car unless you are 18 or older. Don't go near the fire because it's giving off a lot of heat. We needn't hurry. It only takes 10 minutes to the station and we have an hour before the train goes. Strange weather can occur all over the world. I regret to say that we can't go to the cinema museum next week. There was a power cut and all the lights went off. My mother warned me not to touch the play because it was very hot. The red team defeated the blue team 2-0. Layla asked Sarah whether she had enjoyed the book. My sister loves chocolate, but personally I prefer ice cream. The head of the school has the computers checked once a year. We didn't manage to go to the exhibition because there were no more tickets. Every player in the team was given a medal. يا رب تكون الحلقات أفادتكم في المراجعة النهائية للصف الثالث الثانوي للغة الإنجليزية. لو في أي سؤال اتركوا في الكومنتس هرد عليه بإذن الله. كانت معكم سوسن سامي من قناة سوسن سامي فور إنجلش. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.